Creep night, sure to send a chill down your spine. Welcome to Creep Night. Trees, they give us oxygen, but what if those trees held a dark secret? One that no one would see coming. I guess we will find out, won't we? Alan loved to plant all kinds of trees in his yard. He really loved to plant trees. He already had so many trees in his yard, but he wanted more. As he went into his backyard, he noticed a tree in the far back side of his yard. This one had been different from all of the other trees he had seen. Alan walked over to the tree to examine it. He could see an outline of what looked like a face, but he shrugged it off. He thought it was cool, just another tree for his yard. After a whole day of planting and watering them, he decided to go inside and rest for the day. Alan grew worried as the wind started to grow stronger. He worried about his trees outside, and he hoped that they would withstand the strong winds. The next morning, Alan went outside and was saddened when he saw most of his trees had blown down. But one tree stood in place, the tree with an outline of a face. Alan removed some of the debris from the fallen trees and began to plant more trees. When Alan was done, he went inside. While he was laying in bed, he felt a slightly itch. So he got up and went to check out his back. When he looked in the mirror, he noticed a rash began to appear on his skin. He thought this rash was caused by some poison ivy outside, so he went and put on some cream and headed back to bed.
I'll just get rid of that poison ivy tomorrow, I guess,
Alan said as he pulled the covers over him and fell asleep. Alan dreamt about his trees, especially the one with an outlined face.
I'll just go and carve a face into that tree tomorrow.
Alan dreamed began to turn into a wicked nightmare. He dreamt about the tree with an outlined face. He dreamt that the tree's roots snared up and began to drag him under the ground. Alan jolted out of sleep and sat up, panting. Sweat drenched the bed. It took him an hour to fall back asleep. When he woke up the next day, the rash had spread from his back to his legs. He figured again that it was poison ivy, and that maybe he had touched his legs before the rash had ever appeared. So again, he shrugged it off and went outside. He noticed that the tree with an outlined face was starting to get more detail than it had the other day.
How very odd,
he said as he made his way to the tree again. He noticed a nose shape on the wood bark. It had been the same length and width of his own nose.
Well, that's a little weird,
Alan said as he continued to look at the tree. He also noticed the color in the tree looked different than it had before. Alan laughed it off and continued more gardening and pruning until the sun started going down. Alan went inside for the night and went to bed. During the night, he felt like he was burning up, so he got up and went to the bathroom. This time, the rash had spread to his chest. He put more of that cream on and went and laid back down. As Alan slept, he felt something strange, almost as if something had wrapped around his legs. So when he pulled the covers off of him, he noticed his legs had something wrapped around him, like his dream, he thought. Then he noticed the thing almost like a vine, halfway in and halfway out of the window. He tried to remove the vines from his legs, but he could not. The vines started slithering slowly at first, but then they rapidly started to pull him out of bed and out the window. Alan tried to fight the vines, but the vines tangled even tighter on his legs, and by this time he was fully out the window. The vines dragged him to the tree with a face. The tree looked at him and smiled. "Welcome, Alan." Alan looked at the tree in horror. He was so scared that he could not speak. "Oh, don't worry. I know what you are thinking," the tree said in a seductive tone as he gave Alan a quick grin. Alan began to tremble as the tree dragged him closer and lifted him up. "You are wondering what I've got in store for you. I won't waste any time explaining to you. I'll just show you," the tree said as it pulled Alan down into the ground, where Alan could see all kinds of bodies with roots sticking out of them. He could see what looked like the life being drained from him by the roots of all the trees. "Get it now?" the tree said to Alan, as if to mock him. As he put Alan down and planted him deep into the earth, the tree planted its roots into Alan and began to drain the life force out of him. Nature can be one cruel mother. The next time you look at a tree, you might be wondering what kind of intentions it might have for you. Thank you for listening to Creep Night.